Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Tiffany, a retired librarian turned homeschool mom, and this is going to be one of my kind of travel family update videos. We're going to do a combination. So this is being filmed on October 5th. We visited Chicago last week, which was very, very interesting. Unfortunately, my 5-year-old was temper tantruming like crazy, very unusually. Not quite sure what's up with her. We're going to be getting her tested for various things, including possible autism. We're not sure. She seems to have some sensory issues that have developed since she has turned 5. My father-in-law has also been taking slightly a turn for worse. He broke his leg and he's in his 80s, so she's been affected by that. But Chicago wasn't an enjoyable trip for us. I did love the city. I love what we were able to do, minus the temper tantrums. So if you're into baseball at all, or baseball history, book a tour to Wrigley Field. It is currently $30 each. Do it anyway. It is really, really cool. It is just, it's the second oldest baseball park in the country, in the world, because U.S. and baseball. It is the only remaining ball field that did the Federalist League. So the ivy in the back is part of the historical landmark. It has been updated, but the current owners, which is not Wrigley, they sold it years ago, have been very, very committed to its historical value and keeping it a historical landmark. So they made sure they applied, and it's a historical landmark and it's protected and everything. So they do everything they can to keep the history in this. Now, it was pouring down rain when we did this, which my daughter thought was hilarious. Desert dweller, bouncing in puddles. So after that, we went to the Peggy Norbert Nature Museum, which was also very fun and very, very interesting. Again, we were sopping wet, so that there's a lot of interacts. It's not that big, but there's a lot of kind of play space and looking at different fish and amphibians and stuff. It probably would have been nicer because it's part of Lincoln Park, and Lincoln Park Zoo is within walking distance. We unfortunately were not able to get to Lincoln Park Zoo or the Chicago History Museum as I would have liked, but it was pouring down rain. So, but that was the first day of our trip. The second day, we went and checked out what is called the museum campus. So that involves the Field Museum, which has Sue, the most complete T-Rex skeleton currently in existence. It was found in Montana by a woman by the name of Sue Hendricks. So that is why it's named Sue. It is not female. They do not know whether it's female or male. It is 90% complete, which is very, very rare, and is the only one they have that is that complete. It is on the 3rd floor. This building that they have in there was part of the World's Fair that they had in Chicago. I think it was in the 30s. So it's absolutely massive. We saw some Native American stuff. There's a lot of stuffed animals, which is taxidermy. In there, we were also able to see the Lions of Tsavo, which I don't know if I did the Ghost in the Darkness here. It is one of my favorite films, though it's definitely, it tells the very fictionalized story of these 2 male lions in Tsavo. Now, there are specific species that do not have manes. So, and basically they attacked people trying to build a railroad. So the film The Ghost in the Darkness, which is what the names of the lions were, is highly fictionalized by the guy who ended up killing them. And they were restuffed after him using them as skins because he killed them. So the film is very, very interesting, but again, very, very fictionalized and not for children. It's very, very bloody. But I was able to see those. I have not gone through my pictures yet. If your children likes museums, again, my 5-year-old really wanted to see Sue there, but it's not an interactive museum. I'm going to say that. So while seeing the dinosaur is fantastic and it's an amazing museum, I would not take her at the age she's at, unless your kid is really into that and really into, like, they have the big Chinese histories and gems and stuff like that, and has the patience for that kind of interest. I wouldn't. Not until they are really interested and maybe can read and are just a little bit more advanced. Serafina is just too young for that. As much as we loved seeing Sue, and that was the highlight of this museum, it was not fantastic. And again, we had this was tantrum 1. Tantrum 2 happened with her not wanting to go to the aquarium. We did see the Shade Aquarium, which I thought was really cool. They have beluga whales. They have these striped dolphins. They have quite a few play spaces downstairs. We weren't able to see there's not as many fish as there are at our aquarium. They also have sea lions, which are kind of like the Odyssey Aquarium. And for the Odyssey one, you can only see it on their Voyager spinning aquarium thing. It's the only place you can see the sea lions. Their habitat's really small, so I guess as much as I enjoyed the Shade Aquarium, it's really cool and has a lot of play place and has penguins. We got in half off because we belong to the Phoenix Zoo. So it's part of the zoos and aquariums kind of thing. We got into the Field Museum free because I got a membership to the Arizona Science Center. So we were not paying for this. But nonetheless, it was very cool, but Serafina was still very, very temperamental and was just a complete, utter handful. So the next thing we did was we went to the, they have, why on earth can I? The planetarium that they have there that I cannot remember the name of. It's all on the museum campus. Oddly enough, we were there on I'm trying to think, a Wednesday, and they didn't open till like 4 o'clock on a Wednesday. So it was kind of unusual, but that was really, really cool. They have a lot of space stuff there. There's some interactive stuff, not as much as is going to be appealing to a small child like mine. We did have some more meltdowns. There was some kid stuff. They did have a kid area. So, but it was very, very interesting to me as someone who is a space nerd. So it had a lot of fun stuff. So the next day we had some hiccups because I got messed around with the time and we got into the middle of South Chicago before we finally got a cab to the Museum of Science and Industry. So that is absolutely massive. That is a day trip. The thing has a submarine in the basement and an airplane on like the 3rd floor. And in order to get out, you have to take multiple elevators. And then we did a tour of a small coal mine. So it is huge. There's a lot of stuff to do. There's a lot of interactive stuff. It is just, we weren't able to get inside. They do 2 tours of the Russian submarine that is in the basement. It is absolutely, utterly massive. But again, Serafina had multiple meltdowns, so it was difficult for us to explore things. It has a huge space thing. Again, I made the mistake as a mom that Serafina was not in the right place for this trip. And she was not old enough to enjoy these experiences. She was not in the right place for this. So, and Kendra is being annoying. 15-year-old cats. Luckily, she's small as compared to our other cats. So our last day, we walked down to the Navy Pier. They have like a mall thing. We did the Children's Museum, which was fun. My husband went back to the hotel because he was just kind of tired because Sari was throwing meltdowns again. And I wasn't in a great place. It was the anniversary of my mother's death. So, which is one of the reasons I wanted to go on that trip, because I was trying to avoid that. Not always fun. But Serafina and I ended up doing they have a big observation wheel. It's kind of like a Ferris wheel, only you can move around, and it's not a Ferris wheel. It's meant for you to take pictures of the city skyline and stuff. And then after that, they have one of those, to describe it, experiences where basically you sit down and they move you out into, you're like surrounded by screens, and they show you basically kind of an adventure. In this case, we went Iceland. You can also do Chicago. I think they do other ones. But it was really, really fun. And then we finished off our shopping and we went and tried deep dish pizza, which I can't remember the place. It was near our hotel. It was one of the 2 best places in town. Not impressed. There's nothing wrong with it. And I had one of their specials. I was just not impressed. Not sure why. Maybe I like Costco's pizza. I prefer thin crust. That's just that's my thing. So that was Chicago. This was also the first time we did not bring our car seat. And on our way back, Serafina was a little bit restless. So she was kind of crawling all over the place and didn't want to necessarily look at her tablet. It was a long trip. And we're probably going to be holding off on any more big trips until we can figure out what's going on with Serafina. Which, yes, that is in fact the name of my daughter. No, she will not be on film until she's old enough to consent. So she's currently on her tablet. So that is what went on with that. I loved Chicago. We were not able to see the Bean. We were not able to see a bunch of the other stuff like Second City. I would like to go back at a later date when, of course, Serafina is older, is able to read, if she's more interested and is not prone to half an hour screaming meltdowns. So that is that. Our homeschooling journey. So this is also an update. So my daughter had been going to, if you're local to Arizona, she'd been going to Eagle Ridge down in Mesa twice a week, which was all day. That has been too much for her. So we have pulled her. That is nothing on them. That is on my daughter just not being ready. She's not ready for being at school all day. The cafeteria was too loud. She was around too many older kids. It was just not the right fit at the right time. And again, I bit off more than I could chew by sending her twice a week all day. We might try their first grade program next year and do once a week. But for now, we're pulling that. And we're going to do some other stuff. Another thing to add to this video, if you are my locals or if you're coming to visit, the Pangea at the Arizona Boardwalk is not worth it. We tried this. We are members of that. Is where the Butterfly Wonderland Inn is, the Odyssey Aquarium. You can check out my videos on that. We are members of those, so those are worth it. I will add that me and Serafina most recently did their Voyager spinning thing, rotating aquarium exhibit, which was actually far more entertaining than it was when we first did it, when Serafina was smaller, and it was just barely post-COVID. So things are a lot better now. Everything's cleaned up and it's kind of interesting. It's about a half an hour where you're sitting and spinning and they're talking about the animals. So I highly recommend the Odyssey Aquarium. It's our local aquarium. We enjoy it. I like the Butterfly Wonderland. They feed the fish at 9:30 if you're interested. But that is what me and my daughter were there on Friday. So, but they also, on that property, they have this Pangea dinosaur thing. It is very, very small. It is extremely inaccurate. And it's more of an arcade. It's an arcade with inaccurate dinosaur facts and inaccurate dinosaur models. That's what it is. So, and I think it's like $35. Don't. Just don't. It's not worth it. I have a decent amount of dinosaur knowledge. It drove me crazy just now. And there are arcade games. Yes, they do interactive stuff, but it's very small and it's very inaccurate and is very not worth it. So don't do that. Now, moving on. So what my plan is with Serafina right now is we are going to continue with our curriculums. We are currently doing Foundations A, which is our English Language Arts curriculum. We're slowly working through that. We are also working through Math with Confidence. Now, I've pretty much given up on the curriculum part and we're just working through the workbook because one thing my little girl is good at, she may not be able to read, but she's really, really good at math. So she's kind of blazing through that. So that is what we are working on top of that. We are going to be hopefully checking out the Arizona Science Center. We're going to go back and do another check at the Phoenix Children's Museum. We've been there once. Serafina was a little bit younger. I was there with my sister. We're going to give it another shot. I also want to check out the botanical gardens. So we're going to be doing that along with doing some more hikes, particularly with our Girl Scout troop. We are members of, I am a Girl Scout leader. So we've started our own Girl Scout troop. So we've been doing that with our little group of 4. It's just a small little homeschool Girl Scout troop. So we are slowly trying to get into the groove of our homeschooling and get a handle on our little 5-year-old who's highly intelligent. We're getting with the speaking. She's back in speech therapy. It's coming. She has a huge vocabulary. She's very sassy. And when she's not having a temper tantrum, she can be a joy to be around. So that is what is going on with our homeschool journey. I have been enjoying both Math with Confidence and Foundations A. They are both curriculums that I currently recommend. They have a lot of interactive stuff. We're not really working on writing right now. I'm not pushing it because I don't know if she's ready. So that's kind of where we're at. I may push it again after the winter break, which I don't know what we're going to do. We'll see. We're finding our feet. That's where we're at. We're finding our feet. We're trying to figure things out. So that is it for this kind of update. I'll probably try to get this posted on Wednesday, just for those who are interested. So yeah, my videos are going to be occasionally scattered right now. I seem to be, if I can get her distracted, I can probably do this before bedtime, while she's distracted. Not that I'm not being yelled at by her. So check out the rest of the videos. We're going to be, this is October, so we're going to be working on space. Apollo 13 should be coming out Friday. I have a Space Cat book that's coming out. I'm either going to post it Monday or Tuesday. This Monday or next Monday. So, Kendra, I'm busy. I will be done in a moment. So, look forward to that. We'll be doing space this month. We'll be doing, November is going to be Diwali. Luckily, all the books have been dealt with. They're already ready. They've already been posted. And I don't know what I'm doing media-wise that month. And then we're doing December in mysteries, which was not planned, but that was what my mother was into. So, and that is her birthday month. So, like and subscribe and leave a positive comment if you have one. Check out all my book and media reviews and look forward to more stuff. Thank you.